Hi, I am Madison Westfall, and I did my course project on Frida Kahlo's painting my grandparents, my parents, and me, which she painted in 1936. This painting shows quite a few values in which that we learned about over the course of this semester in the book Oriented Familiar. Uh, the most prevalent of these is about group orientation. The entire painting is about Frida's family and where she comes from. One of the things within group orientation is how a person's identity is tied to the group. And in this case, she is quite literally showing how Frida's identity is tied to her family through the use of a red ribbon originating at the young Frida and extending to her parents and from her parents to her grandparents. One of the interesting things about this is actually where her grandparents are placed and the things in which are placed under them and kind of where they're floating at. For her mother's parents, they are over the typical Mexican topography, and her father's parents are placed over what looks like an ocean. And the reason that this is thought to be is to show her father's European Jewish heritage. And it is showing how Frida, her identity isn't just quite Mexican, or it isn't just quite European Jewish. It's a mix of the two, and her group identity is reflective of that. Another thing in which this painting is showing is the way in which young Frida is put in the center of the home. This is showing how there is inclusion in the family and in the home as well. This layout of the home is reflective of this by how there's really only one place to gather and how everyone has access to this. And this place is where young Frida is standing. This is also showing how relationships are at the forefront of this society's values, and in this picture is showing how instead of being task-oriented, instead they are more relationship-oriented, and that is more important to them. Overall, this was really interesting because the values in which are shown in this painting are quite different from what I think would be reflected in a painting that people here in the US would do. And it is interesting to see the differences of values in different cultures, and it was just a really good learning experience about how different cultures value different things, and thus they express themselves in a different way. Thank you. That's all I have.